Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Got a low inter series of games here. I believe 5 games between Attack and Grenooli here. And they're going to start things off on Mudflow. We've got Attack here playing the Grey Confederacy, and he's facing off against Grenooli, who's going to be in the yellow Royal Naboo here. And I'm just going to turn my volume down just a smidgen, because this seems a wee bit loud. And there's a few of these Galvas, little baby elephant looking things that have sort of replaced nerfs on this map. There's a few of these slugs that kind of move really slow, probably better to get a food processor. You can lure them, it just takes a while. Quite a lot of them though. And with Mudflow, there tends to be a little bit more ore around the map. It seems kind of scaled down in like a 1v1, but you know, it'll add up. Like each of these is like a shield generator. And the centre of the map's like a series of swamps, and sometimes you can path through it, and other times it just seems like you can't. It maybe needs a little bit of work, just because I would prefer it to be like a direct, there are direct paths, you know, maybe not like completely an optimal straight line, but enough so that you don't feel like you have to just T3 every time on this map, because you'd just be going around the outskirts, which is super slow. We can see Grenooli here going to be luring a full lump a set just to get some food. Got the Galvas, the baby elephants in the nursery, and get some food there from the full lump. And this is spawned on Felucia, looking at the trees. So Mudflow sort of chooses from a series of different planets, and so the biome or the terrain will look different depending on that. But this one's Felucia, as we can tell by the trees. Even says Felucia there with the trees. And with the way that this has started out, you can see Attack's kind of long distance. The berries, they've got a lot in the berries though. It really needs a food processor. I got one house just now as well, is it? Where is the other one? I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. Hidden up there. More of these little slug looking things. You got these Ori, they'll be worth luring. You get 340 food out of them. You just need to use the scout to move it around. And the Flump set, of course, as well, going to be a lot better than the berries for getting the food income in. One of the things about this map is, additionally, there's not much tree clusters like around the starting. It does look a little bit better in 1v1 though, I must admit. These look not too bad. But the idea is being that you probably want to make your way towards the centre of the map. Because you can see, even in the outskirts and in the corners, there's not too many trees, but in the centre there's a lot more, much bigger clusters there. Get a big arc and get a lot of carbon for you. But since there's lots of extra ore on the map, you can throw yourself into the ore early, make turrets, make early fortresses, things like that. You can, you know, go a bit nuts on the ore spendings, because you can pick up extra ore. You're not going to rob yourself of having any ore in the late game. And I should probably speed up just to get through that early T1. And see what these guys are going to do, because I've got to go through a series of games and I don't want it to end up too long. But you can see, just looking at all these workers saturated on the carbon, and that's going to run out pretty quickly. And you can see early troop center being dropped here for Grenooli. I wonder if he's maybe going to do some sort of early mounting aggression, because not really got a lot of workers on food. You can see most of them are on carbon over here. Grenooli getting himself housed a little bit there. Can afford his power core though. Really building it in a stupid place. Ruining his own carbon here. And the slugs running away from the food processor. 1.5, and we can see the same sort of thing here from Attack. It's probably like the natural thing to feel like you want to do on this map. You can see Grenooli going to be dropping some farms as well, and some mounties coming from Attack here. He's going to get in that food processor. Not really seeing any of them. Oh, we do see Grenooli on the Nova. So what you ideally want to do with 2 or 3 workers is just long distance mine the Nova so you can keep building the mounties. And if someone does that and someone doesn't do that, what you're going to end up with is maybe 2 on one side, and then the enemy 2 on your side fighting your reinforcing mounties. And that way you can defend. And you can see that Attack's made a bit of a mistake here, taking a 2v1 here with his mountie. I'm not too sure if there's any sort of, if his mountie's even made it across, because I'm not really seeing any alerts here on Grenooli's side. So it looks like Attack is just having to soak up the pressure here. He's going for that low health one, but it is still sort of a 2v1, and he's getting a lot of damage ramped up here, but the Trooper Recruit does come in, and that's going to help maybe busk this away. Unfortunately though, the Trooper Recruit is running away. He could get caught by the Mountie, but Grenooli's not really fixated on that. What could have happened here is that this Trooper Recruit died, and then this Mountie dies as well. And then they can come and kill this Trooper Recruit, and the aggression can just sort of stay going on. I don't think I really see any more Mounties making it across the map now. But I do see Attack here. He's going to make a shipyard and start getting some like extra worker production with these utility trawlers, which is really going to help here. And he's almost off to T2 now. He's a lot further ahead than Grenooli because he didn't make as many Mounties. Didn't really take too much damage. Grenooli did get an opportunity to maybe snowball the lead there, but didn't quite manage to take advantage of it. Now you see Attack going up to T2 and dropping the turret. He's maybe going to want to throw these troopers across the map. I don't know why this game has to send you to the other player when you select the opposite player. Strange how it does that with the camera. Really moving out into the centre of the map. He's just hit T2 now, so he's a little bit behind in his upgrades here, and it is, it's a bit of a swamp, a bit of a maze, but I'd imagine that there's a good chance that they would find each other. However, not really the case. Really sort of walked off to an awkward spot. This trooper and this worker very close to these troopers from Attack. There's only the three of them though. Attack's got a lot of workers on Nova, an awful lot on Nova. And dropping a war center. It doesn't seem very efficient. If it was maybe a Jedi temple, I'd get the idea here. He's maybe just wanting to mine Nova and buy the resources he needs. Not too sure. It seems like an awful lot to put on Nova rather than just put them on the food and the carbon that you need. Bit of a misclick here from Grenooli as he clicks on one of these Gelagrobs. And these three troopers are surprisingly causing a lot of terror and damage here. Grenooli's going to hand up with his workers isolated here in the middle where he's sent them off to that second carbon spot. Surprised he sent it all the way over here. I guess his walls have sort of deterred him from going here, but that's a much closer spot, and this is Nova, and it maybe would have been better to just wall around the side of here and just keep this area safe. Because he's a bit overextended here, and he is suffering from it, but he does have two troop centres, and he's not really getting enough troopers out to just deal with these three troopers. These three troopers are getting too much value. And what that's going to find is that they're distracted so much now that Attack is on his way to tech level 3, he's halfway there. Really does have a couple of units. It seems like he had a trooper over here being annoying, but he still has this Mountie that could go off and harass the workers. This guy's gotten completely stuck at the carbon. And Grenooli probably going to get a bit of a shock when Attack hits T3 here. He does have enough for it, but he doesn't have his buildings. That's a huge problem because everything that's happened here with the carbon's distracted him a little bit and he's fallen behind in this carbon production. We've got all these idle workers look like they're migrating over here, probably to go into carbon. And I really don't like him having all of these workers isolated over here in this area when he's going to be down Attack level. Now we did talk about how you can build a lot more turrets on this map because there's so much ore, and this would be a very good opportunity to actually make use of that concept and just riddle this area with turrets and maybe get onto this ore as well. You can see some troopers going to be making it across here for Grenooli because Attack's not been reinforcing in terms of his troopers. He does have an air base here, so that should be an incline to Grenooli that he should really get some anti-air troopers built. So he's not quite doing that yet. Why has he still not built his tech buildings? He's going to strand himself in T2 for so long. He's kind of quite fortunate that Attack's not dropped like double air base here, because that would really snowball out of control. Particularly if it gets over to this area where he's not putting any anti-air troopers, he's not building turrets. He's started to make them now. But what he's going to find hard pressed to do is walk the troopers from here down to here. He's going to need a lot to cover both areas. But fortunately, the first fighter is sitting around in the base for Attack right now, killing off these troopers, buying Grenooli the time to catch up here as he tries to get his two buildings down. Again, you think of the casualties that could accrue here if Attack is just a little bit more lucid and getting these double air bases down and applying the pressure while he's got that tech lead. at the very least he's got that shipyard pumping out a few extra workers, and he's got the second command centre now, so he should have a good worker lead, but he does need to take advantage, because look, Grenooli's just started T3, and it's been a very, very long time. You can see he's built a lot of anti-air troopers. Attack as well, could have had like a mech factory here, get like a strike mech out as well, and this would have been a hard area to defend without dropping the turrets, I think. Attack's just sitting in his base at the moment. He's not really inclined to go out and do some damage, giving Grenooli way too much leeway. He's now making his way across. There's a few anti-air troopers here. Probably not enough, and he does miss the first volley here. That could have been an opportunity for Attack to actually win this trade, but he just goes straight past it, and he's going towards the main, where there's ironically a lot more anti-air troopers, despite there being less workers here and a garrison point. He does get on here, really a little bit too late to pull a couple of those workers away. Attack's not really getting any damage done, and I imagine Grenooli's going to drop some anti-air turrets. At least you would think so, with there's so many fighters flying around already. I would have thought, especially at this point. And Attack is looking for more opportunities to cause damage here. You can see the strike mech making its way across for Grenooli, maybe looking to do some sort of counter aggression. There wasn't actually a mech factory from Attack here. So it might see a little bit of damage accrue from this because there's no mech destroyer to meet it. You see Attack harassing here on the workers. Command center, anti-air turret. So it's going to feel a little bit better for Grenooli soon, because he's got like a lot of infrastructure now in the centre where all the carbon is. And it might feel a little bit awkward for Attack. I suppose there's quite a few tree clusters here though. It might take a little while to reach that point. But we are starting to see that problem arise here with no mech factory. He has dropped one now. There must be a mech destroyer on the way to try and deal with these strike mechs, because quite a few workers have gone down here. And it's going to let Grenooli catch up in this game. And he has his turrets now to disregard those fighters. And Mech Destroyer does pop out now. It's got a couple of upgrades, got the, well not a couple of it, it's got the range one which gives you +1/+1. Gonna make it a lot easier to chase this strike mech down. Grenooli's got his first 3 upgrades from the War Centre. So strike mechs are actually quite lethal. As you can see, a few more dying just to the one strike mech there. Attacks, I feel impressed to just build a fortress here, which I think he could be really, once he cleaned this up, maybe a little bit more adventurous with. I think it would have been nice to just get that over here in the centre, because particularly in T3, not much to really do about it. It'd be really hard to engage it here, and hard to stop it going up. And, you know, you could encroach onto Grenooli's carbon line here. And you wouldn't even feel like it's a waste if it does eventually go down to someone going T4 before you, because you've got all this extra ore that you can grab on the map. I don't like this because it's like the idea that Attack's kind of just suggesting that he won't ever go into the centre where all like the carbon and the extra nova and ore and stuff is. Kind of want to be out in there in the centre. See, we're nearly going to be getting another command centre over here. Attack deciding to build this fortress still though, with one worker. And it's kind of quieting down a little bit. We're really going to be expanding further in the centre towards Attack here. And a few of these units are going to walk forward. It could be annoying, but there's a few strike mechs with some decent upgrades though for Grenooli. Should maybe move up to 2 mech factories here. And you can really make full use of those upgrades. Because you should definitely have the income now to support that. being very annoying at the moment. But I think Grenooli could be sending his units over here and saving some of his workers. Not too sure what Attack's plan is here. Second shipyard. Couple of Mounties and stuff. Maybe make some of those Magna Guards, they're quite strong. Like a bit of an awkward trade here for Grenooli. Going into 2 Might Destroyers. Does take down one though with his 2 Might Destroyers arriving himself. So he should be able to push Attack away here. Attack could have kind of used that opportunity to get that fortress that he was going to build there down here. As you can see, he had a bit of a window to do so. You can see Grenooli's kind of thinking about that idea himself, and he's just going to get a fortress in this spot to insulate some of his command centers and his carbon economy here. Another power. Why are they making all these power cores? It's a lot of carbon to be thrown around. It's maybe going to be like for a shield generator. I'm going to see that there's this fortress though. He had these destroyers that he's maybe going to try and like attack the command centers with or something. But not going to do too well against a fortress. Making the shield generator a little bit further back than the power core. I'm assuming a Civ like Confederacy it should be artillery coming out here for Attack, because that's going to scale what sort of scales best. I struggle to maybe take down a fortress just now though. It's going to have shield generator. Well, actually, I don't think the shield covers it. But it's still pretty strong on its own in T3. A couple of frigates here. Not really. I don't really think these boats are going to be useful at all in this instance. And you probably shouldn't even do that in the first place, because you're going to give the Naboo player the idea that they can actually do that. Attack does hit T4 first now, and he does have his fortress in the back here. He could maybe pump out some cannons. There's a Magna Guard running forward, but a lot of lasers coming its way. It doesn't look like he is actually going to make it out. Just barely with 8 HP into the shield. And you see the cruisers and maybe the cannons as well really help take down this fortress, but he needs to watch because Grenooli's actually just got a lot of what you need. He's got that bread and butter right here, the Mech Destroyers out in the front. And things are looking a little bit sparse for Attack here in his shield generator. He's got like some frigates which don't really do too well against Mech Destroyers, some cruisers, an anti-air mobile or anti-air boat. Does have the artillery though, and the artillery is best shot here, and they trade really well into the Mech Destroyers. You see the MDs are not doing too much damage to these cruisers, so they're actually probably the better instance here than the cannons actually. Because you can see that they're not really dying to the MDs. Whereas if it was the cannons, you could at least surge forward and tackle them down. They don't really have the same damage output, but they got great range and you know they're chipping away at it. And damage is really starting to ramp up now, and Grenooli probably wants to repair this position, keep that fortress, because fortresses are pretty good for Naboo. Like, this is a great Naboo map. Because you're going to feel like you can get into those Royal Crusaders a lot easier, which are just really, really strong, particularly against a Civ like this. You'd maybe want to actually rely on the Magna Guards. I suppose you do get that extra plus damage on the repeaters for Confederacy as well, which will help take down those Royal Crusaders, but they are still very, very tanky. See, the Mech Destroyer is not doing too well now as the artillery count gets higher and higher. Would kind of like to see heavy artillery though. It's got one of these building units and the other one's not, and this one would be good if you could even just use a spaceport and sell some resources and get that heavy artillery out, because it's just such a big buff to these, and he's relying on them quite heavily. And Grenooli is just holding here, and he's just pumping out as many mech destroyers as he can, just trading into these, and slowly but surely sort of holding things as he repairs the fortress. He's pumped out 2 cannons now. The artillery not really do the same damage as like mech destroyers. It takes a wee while for them to chunk these down, but he does have a few MDs coming forward to take down one of the cannons, save this shield generator for a little bit longer. I think like an air cruiser from either player would be very good here. And of course, if we can see Jedi Tech 2 for, Naboo, there's a lot of extra little bits of Nova on the map here. And there's stuff like holocrons and stuff up for grabs as well that really could have got on. Trying quite heavily on his MDs, but he does have a lot of them. You can see they've just got quite a long arc as well. And again, it's not a lot of stuff here on the ground for attack. He's not really reinforcing at the same rate as Grenooli is. Doesn't have that heavy artillery. There's a few cannons, and he's lost his cruisers now. Can take down the shield generator though. That one snuck past Grenooli here. But the fortress still stands strong. Some bombers coming out now. A little bit confused. Kind of making like one of every unit, but not really making the things that are strong here. What would have been really best for him is get that heavy artillery, and then just as this is all going on, he's got a few troop centres here, and he's just pumping up to those repeater troopers. The really strong part of Confederacy, those +5 repeaters with the extra health, which would just trade absolutely beautifully into these mech destroyers, and he could even get those decent grenadiers as well alongside them. And that would cause a lot of problems for Naboo. Particularly Naboo that don't have any advanced fighters or anything like that to lean on just now. Again, you can just see all these MDs still hanging around. There's another cannon that could be pumped out of the fortress here. And yeah, even without the shield generator, just because he's got so many units, got some decent upgrades on him. He hasn't got the health upgrade yet. These guys could go up to like 200 health or so. Confederacy have got a little bit better mechs than the Naboo. A combination of those and the troopers would have been so good. I still don't see heavy artillery here. Attack just seems a little bit lost with what he wants to do with this Civ. And economy not looking great at the moment. As you can see, there's just some crazy long distance neglect going on with the carbon lines. And we did talk about him not being in the centre of the map and how that's not going to feel good later on. And we're kind of reaching that point now. As we look at Attack's economy, he's not really got any carbon to play with. Tons of food. Decent amount of workers, 120 or so. But like, he's not really building up that surplus carbon that you would like in the late game. And what on earth is going on here in this heavy weapons factory? So we've got 3 heavy weapons factory, but there's 12 artillery in this one. Where's the multiple building selection? Because that's like all of his carbon and novas here. Could be making these 3 at a time, we're just making 1 at a time. That's kind of the problem here, I think. And why he's getting sort of outmatched here by Grenooli's just mech destroyers. We haven't really seen what Grenooli wants to do in this game, this like past making mech destroyers, because he's banking, he should be saving like a lot of Nova during all this, really. We don't have any Jedi temples, we don't have any air bases, we got the one fortress. You could get some assault mechs, to be honest, which should be great here as well. See, there's some troopers here, but not got that repeater line yet. They're just on the T2 upgrades, really. I do see heavy artillery now, which is great, and does have that +1 range as well. No shield generator and just not enough artillery here. The MDs are trading okay. I think we're really getting a second fortress now. Again, we can still see all the hollows in the map not being grabbed up. Attack really needs to fix his economy. Needs to get in the center properly. So this little fortress here, maybe thinking about fixing things a little bit. It's kind of fortunate for him though that Grenooli's not really went for the jugular as such here and just moved everything forward and gotten a few cannons out. Because this position could go down pretty quickly. And Grenooli should probably get some strike mechs to supplement with these MDs, since you do get a heavy strike mech with Naboo. Could be quite strong here for him. And this map's so open as well, he could just run into the economy and just do tons of raiding. See these cannons chipping away here. Well, this is not what I expect to see on Mudflow as Naboo. When you've got two fortresses. The Mountie tech switch certainly comes a little bit quicker than the Crusaders, but yeah, the Crusaders would be good. You don't get advanced Mounties as Naboo, so they're kind of capped out here at heavy, but they certainly do the trick when there's not really anything. Like the units that would protect the artillery have been built up here in the north. And to be fair, they don't even exist anymore because they've been killed off. See some of these monitors coming in. And I wonder at what point Grenooli's actually going to send these guys with his mech destroyers forward. I'd like to see him build some cannons as well. Take advantage of him going to wipe this army, I assume. Are they ever coming forward? I would have thought that would be the moment as the MDs come forward, but no, some bad trades being taken. Now that it's heavy artillery, you can see that that damage output is really high. And they do come now, a little bit late, letting the MDs die. But again, still not really anything to deal with them. A few troopers pumping out the north, but they kind of need it down here. And the Mounties are going to run onto this position now, and they are splitting up. There are shields, which you can buy a bit of time as these troopers try to get here. And quite a few artillery going to be exploding. I think Grenooli needs to be careful that he doesn't waste all of these Mounties, because it's a lot of Mounties he's actually traded in here, and you can see that they're running into the troopers now. And he could have really kept like a handful of these alive, or moved them further down and taken down these artillery, which are going to get away with it. They're going to survive. Remember, we talked about how easy it would be to raid on this map with heavy strike mech. If you look at how open it is down here in the south, where pretty much most of Attack's economy is now, because it's sort of insulated from the front lines. And I like on these monitors, which kind of feel like blooming Grenadiers of the Sea. Doing a lot of damage here. And another cannon going to be coming out here. New fortress for attack. What are you doing again? What is this, like some sort of play Naboo wrong challenge or something from Grenooli? Just going to MDs and Mounties. I don't think it's going to work the same when he's got the heavy troopers out now. I think like to actually win this game against Attack here, you just don't attack, you just go and kill the eco. And then you just play defensive on the spot, I think. So he's running in here, there's nothing behind the Mounties, these are not advanced Mounties, they don't have any health upgrades, they're just going to funnel into these troopers, and there's even strike mechs here as well, and it's not going to fool Attack twice in a row. But he's made the right units for it. It's kind of feeling like a little bit of a foe here from Grenooli, and we should be making different units than this as Naboo. These resources would be much better funneled into Jedi Masters, into Air, into ACs, into Crusaders. Crusaders which could do that and just be so much more tanky with their shield generators. I'm going to try and repair this fortress that you just can't keep alive. And more Mounties. I don't know what I'm seeing here. It's not going to work out. come up here and kill a cannon, maybe kill this power core. But the troopers are on the way. Buying him a bit of time, but what's he getting with this time? Because it doesn't look like he's really arriving at better ideas here in this game. Even like air here shooting at these guys. I see the air bases aren't being slammed down now. I'm getting all the upgrades. You're really ultimately going to try something different here, and he could just absolutely decimate the economy because, you know, there's not been any fighters out of Grenooli all game, so he doesn't have any advanced turrets or anything like that. A lot of overextended workers. A few choice fighters here and there, definitely kill them off. The transport mech, a very fast unit. A little bit of a skirmish here. Grenooli doesn't have any defensive infrastructure anymore. No shield generators. My artillery is going to feel very scary. Cannons chipping away. Attack actually here just stealing this ore. Attack could really be doing, if he got his repeaters out, is just making some troop centers down here in the bottom part of the map, and the same sort of concept of raiding here, just throwing repeaters into the economy. They do so much damage. Can absolutely decimate worker lines and even kill command centers quite quickly. And the air is building up here. Really getting a little bit house though. He's making a bunch of houses now. Again, the centre of the map just feeling like a bit of a no man's land right now. It's almost like they got a pact not to raid one another. There's the troop centres though. We might see those repeaters thrown into the eco. A lot of fast fighters out. Advanced fighter on the way. Transport, don't know if that was maybe a mistake. What's he going to do with all this air? So if you can mount these alive. He's still not gotten his HP upgrade for these MDs, which is crazy to think he's relied on them all game and he's been able to afford it. He's got everything else. So maybe armour. I assume they get armour. Do they get armour? I just don't know anymore. He does, he just doesn't go on it. Bit of a trade here. The air is flying around, so it is going to hit the eco, and it's going to hit these repeaters as they start hitting his economy, so you can clean those up and then just start punishing everything here from attack, because he's not going to have anything that really looks up. And he's definitely going to kill those troopers very quickly. You can see that DPS output from them. And then a lot of workers are about to get gunned down here. As the Royal Naboo Air Force has finally decided to join the game. You know, kind of the big strong perk of Naboo. One hour 15, you know, ethical fighters here. But you can see that damage output and how many workers are just going down here, and it's really decimating the economy of Attack. Attack's going to hunt to keep all these units alive now, because it's going to be hard pressed to reproduce them. He's having to rebuild all his workers here, if he's got the tenacity to do that, because it can be a bit frustrating in a long game when you lose all these workers, to then have to go and rebuild them and fix your economy. Particularly while there's other distractions going on, like these terrible Mounties running in here, funneling in. Oh, what a connection there. These monitors are super strong. What don't they beat? Crazy damage output, but at the same time the economy is getting absolutely destroyed. It's actually liking these monitors though. I've bought a lot of them and look at them trade. You got 13 range. Crazy. It's Naboo though. You could convert these, and he can make its own boats. Naboo got one of the best navies in the game. And the transports coming here at tank. I don't even think there was much that's actually tank though. Like it really is just absolutely killing everything. And it's just the boats to go for. Now bombers are kind of really good against boats. Bombers are what you would want here from his air bases. They're still making transports. I mean, the fighters do okay, but like the bombers, while there's transports distracting, but just, you know, they got the like really good DPS against boats. They're just a little bit expensive and, you know, brittle, slow. But if you can get them in and get the damage out from them, you get a lot. Grenooli's definitely gonna have the best eco here, but it's looking like, you know, the micro of war is really taking its toll because there's a lot of farms that have just not been replaced in a very long time. There's a lot of idle workers. These guys have just gotten the memo to go and get on some new carbon. Gonna build this new CC. Attack's not actually gotten his +3 upgrade from the research center for his troopers, so they're not as strong as it could be. A few monitors still standing strong, but yeah, it's looking a bit dismal here in terms of the eco. You just see all the dead workers everywhere. And even a few more fighters coming on and just killing some stragglers. These turrets barely tickling them. And I would definitely give the current edge of the game to Grenooli, just because he's got the better eco, the better tech just now, but these troopers are going to come in and kill a lot of these workers really quickly, even with just +2 damage. There was a lot of them saturated in that spot as well. It's like all the carbon workers. Some accidental scouts being made. Grenooli kind of making a mistake of just not responding to this. He's ran out of Nova. He keeps building transports rather than fighters. And he's actually going to call GG. I don't really got the discipline to hang in there. I think that could really be anyone's game at that point, but he seems to be a little bit tilted with what's going on. And he calls it there. There's still like Nova to eat. You know, he's needing Nova, there's still ore to eat. There's kind of Nova all over the place. It's almost like he doesn't notice it, it's just blended in. That would be really nice for Naboo. And of course, holocrons as well, extra holo Nova. But anyway, GG well played to both players there. We'll get into the next game in a moment. Alright, let's get into game 2 here of Attack Grenooli. We've got Attack here in the purple Resistance, and then we'll have Grenooli over here in the blue Gungans. And there's a couple of now. Oh, some big. Oh, no. Oh, it's a disaster. It was going so well. Luring the Philumps. He's given up at this point, though. He's going to hide in here in shame. Not luring the Philumps, the Tauntauns. There we go. But this map is Alzok, I think. I think it's Alzok. We've got a little Nova in the center. Like a little Nova Lake, but what you find is it's got these crossings, and I think in 1v1 it does just one crossing, I think. And it's made of ice, so you can't really build on it as such. Let me turn this down a little bit. I can barely hear myself over the game volume. It's a lot louder for me than it should be for you guys. And a couple of Tauntauns getting munched here by Attack. This isn't the worst thing right now, because he does have that little... Like, it's a little bit better for resistance, because they've got that movement speed on the workers, so they're going to make it a little bit quicker back to deposit the food. So he's dropped those 3 nerfs in the nursery, but... Just a little bit of downtime here for Attack. You see he needed to get 3 food from the 3 nerfs there, just to get the next worker. And we're probably about halfway, should probably garrison these guys. Oh, he's just got about 50 there. Nice, nice. There is a dewback that can be lured as well. He's getting, well, there's 3 dewbacks. That's a nice amount of food for both players here. And Attack's going to have the option of going mounted troopers here because he's built his nursery, but Grenooli, on the other hand, he has munched on a couple of the nerfs after the Tauntaun fiasco. Getting his carbon down a little bit quicker than Attack here, because Attack has actually got quite a lot of workers distributed on food. Because this is obviously done well here at the early game, but it's not like the most optimal, way to play the start of this map, because it would be just getting the dew back, right? Because you can put a lot less workers on there and get your carbon up quicker, which would be really good for someone that's got the option of going mounties. But we'll see how it works out. Because even if they do come a bit later, they'll still be quite good. Interesting to see that Grenooli's going to put down the nursery. Even though he's been munching his nerfs, he's only got 2 here. And you better be careful with this guy. Watch he doesn't finish this bantha off and eat another one before he can get into the nursery. Oh, I need to be pushing this one in. It's nice when they're up against the edge of the map because they've got a limited area to run away from. Oh, again, house there for Attack. And probably have to speed it up just to make it through this T1. It's just going to be dewbacks getting lured, and we kind of talked about what the map's all about. Decent Nova, like, even in the centre. You can see there's like 3 piles here. The ore forward facing though. Attack's very forward facing here, but you do have that big lake in between. And you could probably talk about the lake in the sense that it's got a lot of fish in it. Definitely would be worth trying to get some sort of shipyard up and some trawlers out maybe, just to get that little bit of an advantage. I guess what you're probably going to see a lot of is people just not bother walling too much. You can wall it though, I think, with... well, actually, I'm not too sure, because... Is this ice right round the edge? Because if so, you can't really. I'm not too sure how it works out. It does look like ice, actually. So maybe you can't on the edge. I don't know if it's just how snow interacts with the shallows that makes it look like that. Not sure. I'd have to test it at some point. But providing it's not like actual ice, you could light wall. But I have a feeling it kind of looks like it though. So you think that when people play this and there's nerfs on the map, it's always going to be like, a little bit of a mounty opener. You could always try and fish at the same time or just a little bit after. You might have to make your infrastructure a little bit out of the way, exposed. The mounties are mobile, so you could run them back to defend your carbon and stuff. I did hear the power core going down, so right now this is going to kind of look like disaster for Grenooli, because not only did he drop the carbon on this like 2 nerf nursery, he started farming, so like all of his carbon's invested into food infrastructure, and then he's got the 1 worker on Nova as well, so that's another 100 carbon. So Grenooli just doesn't really have a lot of carbon to play with. And then there's 2 mounties coming his way, and he started building the troop centre. He's on his way to T2 at the very least, so what he could lean on is like a turret in between his command centre and his carbon. And he's going to have to... He does at least have basic training. That's certainly something. And he's got the troop centre down. Now, we've had a little bit more of an optimal start here for Attack. Like, these mounties could be hitting a lot sooner, and this would be even more disastrous for Grenooli. So, turret here is probably the best thing, because the turret's going to let you get back on your carbon. And if they try to go for the turret, you can just garrison on the command centre. It doesn't seem to be going for that. Doesn't really need the prefab right here, because they try to like wall them out, but he just seems to have a phobia of building the turret. And it's going to cost him, I think, here. And it's going to let Attack work on things at home. Getting himself off to T2. But he needs to drop more farms or fish or something, because he's got a lot of carbon right now that he's just not making use of. And his food's not too high up there. And we see this a lot from people. There's the turret now. I don't know it's power core. running the trooper recruits out when they're lower numbers than the Mounties, and they kind of lose 1v1. You always need that kind of magic number of 3 just to kite them effectively, have their like right amount of DPS with the starter stat. See, again, it comes out as 1, it dies, and the damage is being split across both Mounties. Third going to join the party here. There could be a lot more if attack sort of like prioritised, just going full Mounties here. There could be like 6 or 7. That's why the turret would just be essential. This one gets bashed down by the workers, but it's causing a lot of disruption here in Grenooli's eco. And for someone that really wanted to go like, I'm assuming he wanted to go T3, he's not really gonna be set up too well for it right now. So he's going up to about like 5 troopers or so, but you know, he's only 1 troop center. He's kind of menaced his own carbon line a little bit here with the buildings. He's pushed off the Nova, doesn't have much food infrastructure set up. We've only got 2 nerfs here. Gonna take this hill against attack. We start putting some pressure on with some troopers. He doesn't have range, neither player has range. We're in the no range meta now, boys. And you can assume that what a lot of people like to do, and attack's going to go for here, is try and just T3 off the back of this. So if the harassment's been so effective, you kind of just turtle up a little bit, go T3. But he's going to drop 2 troop centers while he's doing this. I'm kind of confused as to what the decision-making process is here. I'm assuming he thinks he's going to get absolutely jousted by this 1 troop center aggression. But he's going to get his 2 buildings here. So 2 troop centers just a bit confusing. Attack can just go T3. He just needs to go T3. I don't know if there's some added pressure here in his own brain because he's went and, you know, sillily built these like 5 farms over here where they're like super exposed. So off to T3. I don't think he needs 2 troop centers, to be honest. I think it'd be better to just turn this into like a mech factory, upgrade his eco a bit, get his eco upgrades and stuff. I'm kind of interested to see if these guys have managed to get like their carbon upgrades and stuff. That'd be attacks, got nothing. It does a motivator. Can't do it that way, can I? Motivator's an interesting one. I've gone in T2. I don't have anything for Grenooli. So like a lot of corners being cut here. Like Grenooli not on his way to T3 yet because you know, he's not fueling. Doesn't have like enough food income yet. And these troopers are actually going to put some pressure on him. And he just never built any turrets, so it's actually going to do damage to him. What's this anti-air trooper for? Guy can see the future or something. So Grenooli can go T3 now, but he needs to stall things out here, and he's going to be under a lot of duress, and attack's going to hit T3 before him as well. Gets the turret now, but he just seems a little bit rattled by everything. And farms are going to take a lot of pressure here. These ones have been quite exposed. Could have built these like up towards the edge, which would have been nice. And then a wall out here. And you create this safe environment. I'm trying to push the troopers away, but it's only 1 turret. He's skipped out and getting the double turret, so has to wait to get a strike mech to get rid of these troopers, and they've got some decent range on them there. Certainly got the range upgrade now. I'm getting heavy troopers. Don't really have any heavy troopers, any troopers to be heavy though. That is a bold upgrade decision when you're not really making them. Resistance, they do get like repeater trooper and stuff, but they're not the best for it. Just confused anti-air troopers. Maybe they could see the future going for the airbase now. And shipyard for attack, going to be getting some extra food income here. And some fighters from attack here. Grenooli can maybe lean on his own fighters to defend, but he's going to be behind a little bit here. This attack's had a lot longer to set these up. Now 3, it is snowballing a little bit. He does have the anti-air turret here, but he's probably going to... He should have some anti-air troopers just to help out, distract the fighters a little bit, and then maybe his fighters can take a trade. On the other side of things, he's got the strike mechs over here, doing a bit of harass here to attack, and attack got like 3 command centers down in the shipyard, so he's really going to shoot ahead in the worker count, particularly with all these glurglings being gunned down in Grenooli's base. The 2 fighters are right now and could maybe go and try and take a trade now that one of them entered into the... Oh, they're not really microing very well though. Does win the trade, fortunately. But that was nearly a disaster for him. And the strike mechs, they've kind of not really got any upgrades, and if a bomber and some fighters chasing them, they're going to die quite quickly. There's not like a lot of them to put enough like DPS pressure on the workers really. These guys like repair faster as well, so they could like repair the worker quickly as well while it's being shot. It's a bit dicey for Grenooli here because he's just so behind now in infrastructure. Attack's got these extra command centers. Maybe neglecting his food income a little bit because this isn't a lot of farms, and then 2 shipyards to really support all of this. And dropped a lot of resources on heavy trooper as well, which really got no value out of. Looks like he's just going to wall now and get himself further and further ahead with the worker leads. And he can rely on his air to pressure a little bit. And Grenooli's just kind of turtling up now. He's got double anti-air turret. He's just trapped on 1 command center. Probably be best to just sell some res and... Oh wait, no, he's on ore. He needs to get another CC immediately. And just try and boom back into the game and weather whatever attack decides to do to him, but he's going to have to move quickly, I think. And it's Civ-like resistance, you know, once they get themselves going, they can hop over onto T4 and, you know, put pressure on with that, and those T4 fighters. So Grenooli are going to have to make good use of his resources, I think. He's still making like strike mechs, and I don't think there's any point anymore. He just needs to boom. Boom and catch up. And they're going to find eventually that there's a wall as well, which is going to be awkward for him. Attack definitely has the mech factory this time as well. So he could make a mech destroyer if he needed. See, Attack's got a 22 worker lead. So carrying that into the mid game is going to put him substantially ahead in the options he's going to have compared to Grenooli here. Who, as we've talked about just earlier, he only really has the one option, and that is to just boom here. All his farms expiring at the same time. And needs to get these eco upgrades, like the carbon T2 or T3, and the farm upgrades as well. Just get a lot of farms down, get up to like 3 or 4 command centers and really pump out those workers. And then see what's what. Looks like Attack's going to be annoying here. A strike mech and a mech destroyer. Grenooli's probably going to wish that he kind of just built like an MD rather than these strike mechs when something like this starts, you know, peppering his workers. It would be nice to like boom away from your opponent in this instance, but the buildings that have been placed kind of make him feel like going forward here. He uses fighters against these. It's not a lot, but it is super annoying, and forcing the garrison and killing, you know, a couple of odd workers when Grenooli is behind. Attack going to try and kill all the fighters here? Hopefully not. Does lose that trade. I feel like a little bit of a win here for Grenooli. Attack building sentry posts all around being annoying. Creating a spy network. You don't even need to fight with the strike mechs, you can just let the air kill it. Just being a little bit impatient there and losing the strike mech. Could have brought that one home and repaired him. Attack trying to build more sentry posts, but it keeps just walking into the turret and getting shot at. And the fighters do know. Put an end to that rolling ball of purple. And since we last checked, Grenooli's gone up like 14 workers. Attack, on the other hand, is gone up about 16. I don't think he's really pushing his production lead as well as he could be. Got like 4 command centers as well. Could probably be on like 100 workers by now, really. With the shipyard too. There's a little bit of a break here, but look at how much Nova Attack's built up here. It should really be on the way to T4. 3,000 Nova. I'm going to drop the heavy weapons factory, so I'm going to be artillery, I imagine, to make use of all this Nova that he's built up. It's got a huge eco, like you could just put the pressure on a Grenooli, and I don't think there's much Grenooli could do. Once a couple of artillery get into this position and a new fortress and a shield generator, he's going to lose access to both of his ores. And, you know, with just strike mechs, it's going to be super hard to deal with. Attack could be T4 as well, so what you could end up with is like heavy artillery barreling down the door of Grenooli here with some like fast fighters to support them. You know, in raid areas and keep Grenooli like tightly compact and away from these areas in the outskirts where there's all this Nova, extra ore and stuff. You can see how good it would be if you fanned out with command centers. Have a lot more places to pick up that Nova and stuff that you'll need. And Grenooli would need to really get into his own like artillery here. Which, you know, Gungans should have like better art. It's sort of. It's not like that much better, you know. They don't have like a really cool tech for their artillery like the other stuff. Grenooli just getting frustrated there, I think, again, like last game. The air causing a lot of problems, and he knows he's kind of behind, and yeah, he's just packed it in. So I'll go into game 3. I don't really think there was much of an out there for Grenooli at that point, though. Not with building the strikes and then not being able to use them and stuff. An interesting map. Not exactly sure which one it is. Trying not to sneeze there. Only one crossing though. These are not the capturable runes. So in this map we got Attack in the red Republic. And Grenooli in the orange Naboo. Interesting map, so both got good air, good Jedi. Republic obviously got the edge on that, but Naboo do have heavy strike mech with health, which is pretty good against Republic. But again, similar to like the last map, kind of truncated map with a river through it, one crossing. This time you can't wall it though, it's a little bit of a walk for both players though. This feels like a walk to just rush as well. Feels like a T3 sort of split map boom, T4 air kind of map. And some nerfs there, going to the old nursery. Dewbacks and flumps, plenty of food for the players. Not the best spot with two trees in the way. A little bit awkward. And that's a little bit nonsense, isn't it? If you can count with me here, 4 holocrons on the Republic player side. Bad times. To be fair as well, look at the difference in like landmass too. Map's a little bit of a dodgy spawn here, I must say. The hollows is a really messed up thing though. Like 4 hollows is nuts, especially in a civ that gets like more Nova from them. What you could see here though is like Naboo are like really good boat civ, so you could like control these extra bits of res, but they are finite, right? The hollows are infinite, so I don't know. I think with those 4 hollows, you could go into a really strong mid game with like a night drop or something, and it's going to be very difficult for like another airing player to deal with. You can see a troop center drop now though. Grenooli may be preparing for that power core as well. So you're looking for the Mounties in attack. Not actually ran off to like do a wall or anything like that, so the Mounties could get through. And their mobility, you know, worked decently with that. Why are we floating like 300 carbon right now? 400 carbon. For this like unpowered Mountie rush. Just again, it seems very indecisive here from Grenooli, from what he wants to do. Now what he could have really done is just fished doing this as well. Drop the power core, you know, in range of the water. Because there's so much carbon to play with. The farms just... People need to make better use of these maps, I think. All those fish. And you can see Attack here going to be pressuring with his Mounties. There are going to be 2 coming his way. And I think this way this works out. Attack has got like an extra worker on Nova running back and forth, so you could have like the defensive Mountie out here. Yes, you can. And Grenooli's kind of just abandoned the idea of Mounties altogether. And got the trooper recruits out. And hopefully not going to lose a worker here when he's got all these troopers. And there we go. The Mounties are going to die. So it looks like both players' aggression's just going to get shut down and they're just going to go into like a normal game from this point on. If Grenooli did fish though, he'd be like super ahead, I think. Just because it's like having extra CCs, right? And it wouldn't even be harassable either by the Mounties. So off to T2, I imagine, for both players. Attack very soon. Almost got the food for it. So he's saving up a little bit. And he's going to try and get that wall down here at the crossing. Take the priority over there in that area. And yeah, it's all just it's very, very quiet here now on the map. It's nothing really happening. See shipyard now for Attack though. I think like a civ like Naboo, he definitely should just go in the water. I know it's nice to have the farms and like you can have a few farms because you get the upgrades for free for them, but I think being on the water here would have been nice, especially in that situation. And then you set up to use it later on as well. You've got like that presence on the water, right? It's going to feel kind of weird if Attack ends up taking the water as Republic here against the Naboo player. And a lot of troopers running here to rush, but Attack obviously just did put that wall down, and he feels compelled to build sentry posts everywhere still. You drop the water center. I think like we could just kind of try and go in T3 here. Just should really be both players' objective, I think, on this map. With the layout with their civs, you know, both the cheeky air civs, air Jedi civs. Good map for them. Now let's have a look at Attack's vision. You know, despite there only being 4 hollows on his side, he's only actually scouted 1 of them. Oh wait, no, he scouted 2. But not dropping a temple. So not making use of that crazy hollow difference as of yet. He's re-walled behind this prefab shelter, rather than risking the repair. And transport ship now, so with that shipyard he can maybe like put some troopers across or something. Don't have 2 troopers really do the trick. If he wants to go up to about 5 or so. So it's enough to sort of one-volley them. Look at this guy, just trapped. Guardian of the prefab shelter right here. Unfortunate. Grenooli's still trying to get through here. But the gate is going to take a long time to die. It does bring the Mountie, which is going to kill it a little bit quicker. This Colo Clawfish really wants in on the action. It's Attack halfway to T3, Grenooli about to hit T3, so he's a little bit ahead in that regard. And double air base going to get dropped here for Grenooli, only building 1 at a time though. Oh, the troopers did make it across here, and they're going to hit. Oh, that's worth. Hit the Falumpa set. He was getting all that nice food, and he kind of walled some of his workers out here because of the way the air bases were placed. So it's actually going to result in quite a lot of workers going down here, and that's going to feel even more impactful with the shipyard. So it's creating like even more of a worker lead here for Attack. Grenooli is going to get through that gate now though, and he does have that double fighter production, which he really, really should have here being aggressive. He tends to sit up to like 6 fighters or so, and it's really frustrating to see when they're in such like a commanding position right now. Should be off here, just now there's an anti-air destroyer out, yeah. Could have killed quite a few trawlers. And Grenooli created his own wall here, so he's sort of taken control of the crossing. That fighter seems so bizarrely fast for some reason. Weird. Look at that. Oh, maybe it's because I've got the game speed up. That's what it is. I'm not used to seeing them move after staring in Grenooli's base. And he does have that fighter lead from the double air base, so he's going to get right on top of here. And Attack's going to have to try and rely on these anti-air troopers and stuff. If Grenooli micros well, he could just zoom around and kill so many workers and keep trading with the fighters like that. Just needs to keep the pressure on, make sure he keeps making them at home. Drag the other group. He could have 2 control groups just running around here, killing workers, because Attack's very overexposed with no turrets or anything like that. Does have double air base himself now, but quite a few workers going down. Some good micro there from Grenooli, winning these trades, keeping the count of air down. So what could happen is if he brings his reinforcements... Oh, another nice snipe there. Attack's having a bit of a nightmare right now. Oh, they did land that shot. Colo Clawfish is still angry. And we're going to really need the other fighters to make their way over here. And Grenooli just knocked a tunnel vision. He's going to get the other command center. That's good. But he needs to keep that pressure on. Attack, it's kind of just like throwing units into strikes and mechsters and stuff that he doesn't really need. But he's maybe going to try and do the same thing with Mountie here and take control of the crossing. And here come the other fighters here. Attack's got about 3 or so. But he's only got 3 anti-air troopers there, so if they go straight to the carbon, he's going to be in trouble. Providing Grenooli micros well, he could kill so many workers. The fighters are sort of split up right now. And he comes and needs to kill these anti-air troopers. I don't know why he keeps just dodging, just kill them. He's stuttering, well, he's just got like... Now this is, you could win this so easily, and then he's going to fly into there. Just needs to stay at trade with the anti-air troopers immediately. Just fly over them and like change formation while doing it. And they'll miss their shots most of the time, and then you just kill them and so quickly. The DPS for the fighters compared to the anti-air troopers is insane. It's not fair. So Grenooli kinda loses that advantage, and again he's still got these trawlers sticking away as these like extra workers here, that big sort of differential. Third command center going down now. Yeah, it's going to feel a bit crap as well not being on the water here as Naboo, especially with this map spawn, because it doesn't feel like there's a lot of space, right? Because like all your tree clusters are taking up like a lot of the land. And it is a pretty unfair spawn when we look at it. Like we look at the amount of land and carbon and stuff on attack side. And another drop going to be coming across here, across the water. So it should be those mechs and stuff that he's built up. There's a mech destroyer already out here for Greenleaf. We can't forget the prefab shelter warden. Did not last too long. So 2 MDs now, just against 1 and some strikes. Not really any upgrades. It does have armor. Helps a little bit. But that MD going to go down quite quickly. The Mountie being annoying here, but the fighters will clean that up very quickly. And try to use this anti-air destroyer to harass the fighters, but he doesn't need to fight them. You could get in and kill these fighters before the destroyer does anything, really. Getting a little bit out microed here because units are not moving. Losing workers because they're not paying attention. Even a gun dart getting involved. Focused on the wrong things here with the fighters. Kind of needless to lose those workers, I feel. This destroyer. Please kill the gun dart. I can't listen to this any longer. Just use the fighter. End it. End it now. Silence. And yeah, this is still going. This annoys the hell out of me. I would have killed this with my fighters. I would have lost half my carbon workers to go and kill this Colo clawfish that I keep being reminded by the game that I'm under attack by it. Stop it. Stop it now. So there's quite a few more fighters out for attack here. And we'll have a quick look at the workers and see how it does shape up. 58 for Grenooli. Am I seeing things? 43 for attack. Attack's not done very well at all. So, with all those fighter raids earlier, it just doesn't seem like he's actually building workers from the command centers. Because he's certainly got trawlers and stuff. And huge trade there for Grenooli. Grenooli definitely got the edge now. He's got that worker lead. He's always had the air lead, really. And he's coming back in here, and there's still no turrets or anything, just these anti-air troopers. And see what these guys can get done. He's taking some bad shots there. You kind of just need to go away from them, though. Like, this area doesn't have any anti-air troopers. And piss poor micro there, unfortunately. Does win the trade, but, you know, loses all his fighters. But still, he's ahead. And can he translate it into going T4, maybe? You know, having all those farms down with the farm upgrades that you get for free as well. Should be a bit more efficient. Making the mistake of microing the 1 HP fighter, like he's Risk himself. This is actually like playing. This is what playing against Risk feels like. He gets away with the 1 HP fighter as well. Hello? Right, it's still a good trade, but he could have survived, I think. He could have survived. So, Grenooli could really go T4, I think. If you look at his resource spread, you know, he's got a spaceport, I believe. Yep, there it is. Just needs a research center. Or a fortress. Oh, stop it. How? How did that one connect? Hacker man right here. This anti-air destroyer. He's already got homing. Shield generator? Interesting. That's not really any ground forces. It'd be better just getting the blooming turret somewhere. With that ore. More Mounties planning to assault the gate. Oh, it's so weird seeing the Republic player being on the water and the Naboo player not. Just doesn't feel right. Off to T4 for Grenooli. Attack not really anywhere near. His trawlers have not been the most efficient for him. He's relying on them a bit too much and reluctant to get farms. He's just sort of starting to get a farm spread now. He's, you know, making fighters and he's been making mounties and stuff, so a lot of like overheads, I suppose, and food wasn't too necessary. Quick look at the old eco upgrades. Does have both motivators and does have both his farm things as well. So his resources should ramp up soon, I suppose, but it's going to be a hell of a storm coming his way if he really hits T4. Getting a couple of workers sniped there. Might find he needs those fighters soon though. I'm trying to keep Grenooli busy in his base with these little raids and attacks. And we're almost there. It's at this point I remember I have a cup of tea. Some good tea. Oh, the Colo Clawfish has changed sides. 2 confirmed kills. Oh, almost 3. Almost 3. And we got a T4 Grenooli now as Naboo. There we go. No more of this ethical try to win with mechs nonsense like the first game, you know. Get that fast fighter shield, and I don't know if flight school matters too much, but probably be better if this was armor. Anyway, he's T4, he's got air, he's gonna upgrade it. Can he win off of it? I feel like he should be able to. Attack's just not really built up much infrastructure to deal with it. He's got a couple of turrets here. I think he probably had a good opportunity to get like batteries everywhere here. You know, with like a sort of bigger shaboom in T3 here. A lot of infrastructure. The fortress is a good idea. Unfortunately, it's built next to like 2 command centers, which can already garrison like 15 units a pop, you know. The fort would have been nicer in an area where the CCs weren't really covering. I don't know. Probably the front, to be honest, yeah. I don't know. Another fortress? Double fortress. Republic. The air coming in, and troopers are not going to do anything against that. And he needs to pay attention and get onto the actual workers. Biggest thing you need to do in a matchup like this, your priority should be Nova. Get your opponent's Nova workers. Get them off of it. Kill them. You gotta remember, all the Nova that they're carrying when they get gunned down as well, that's just lost to that player. And they're often, more often than not, you know, they're quite exposed. You can see here they got a bit of a walking distance to these command centers. It really wasn't too surgical about it though, and they have made it home. But you know, you can just camp this position. Naboo, map like this as well, you could either go for like a Jedi follow-up, or I think in this instance, when you've got this much of a commanding air lead, you just go into the bombers. The bombers are actually quite good here. Like, there are a lot of parts of the base here that are just not covered by anti-air turrets. Attack is T4 now. He's getting homing sensors rather than advanced turret. I suppose he couldn't really afford advanced turret yet, since he's dropped 2 fortresses. But I'd be a big fan of having bombers over here. And you know what, maybe taking the water as well. You could use the air to get the water, and then you could get the cruisers out. And as long as you keep your opponent off like the Nova here, you know, you shouldn't really worry too much about like masters from the Republic. The kind of situation I think that the defending player is going to have to, like, you know, like leapfrog advanced turrets or in their base to reclaim areas and whatnot while they try to get their own air online. But I'm not too sure if Tax maybe got air. It doesn't have anything garrisoned. It's kind of poor. All workers still not working. And he was kind of behind in workers for a while as well. So Grenooli's just getting a huge lead, and he just needs to do something with it. Like, what has happened here? I remember the last time I looked at this part of the base, these guys were all idle on this Nova. He needs to grab up these islands, get those workers on the Nova there. These guys are having some sort of really horrible occupation. A long distance Nova mining. Long shifts, walking back and forth. So yeah, I would like to see bombers, masters, cruisers, just anything that takes advantage of what Naboo's good at here in this instance. Grab up these islands, man. Let's build an air transport, drop the workers. What is the psycho decision? Well, it does have the air to control the location, so you shouldn't have to worry about cannons, I wouldn't think. Oh my god, really? You've got so much money, just build things. Yeah, cannons, sure. Get like a shield as well, and like a temple or something. It's like, what would we do here ourselves? I think we would drop some shipyards, get the water, get these islands. You'd run with this, sure, it's a cool idea. You build the cannons up here and you start shelling. You keep making air. You have to maintain air control because it's walled. This is not the good spot for the cannon. You have to repair it. But you can use your air to kill any cannons from them. It's another fortress. RV, look away. Bad times. Lots of ore being wasted there. A lot of air. Just to get out here and just keep raiding them. Yeah, I'd like to see the islands grabbed up here. So the air, keep the cannons alive, hopefully. Just keep these workers at hand and just repair them as well. Just keep pumping them out. Republic, obviously, what they should do here is probably, you know, obviously, well, Jedi, right? It's always Jedi. And you just steal the cannons. Jedi and your own Air Force. Currently getting a mech factory now. Heavy strike mechs would be good. As we said before, they get that health upgrade, get the heavy strike mech upgrade as well. You get that 10% cheaper cost as well from the boost tech. They're pretty good. So, 2 forts have died. There's a lot of ore down the drain here for attack. I think we'd rather really have advanced turrets, to be honest. I know he got homing, but he never seems to have upgraded his turrets. He knows about 3 holocrons that he never grabbed up either. Crazy to see neither player really go for the holocrons when they're the civs that make use of them. They're the bestest. And these cannons going to continue to shell parts of the base here. Attack all these anti-air boats that don't really protect anything at this point. Oh god, no war center upgrades. Attack's going to call it there because he's just not got an answer. But yeah, that was a weird game, I must say. A weird map too. Weird game for a weird map. So on to game 4 here, and it's another weird looking one. Well, this looks a lot better in a 1v1 situation. Because when I've seen this one before in team games, it's like this is on one side of the map. And then they, you know, like the enemy team's in between you and that. And that's not fair. Because you get all these carbon vents as well. Just like infinite carbon almost. 30,000 carbon. So we've got attack here in the purple Galactic Empire, and then Grenooli is going to be the blue Wookiees here. Pretty easy wall off for Grenooli. Quite closer at him as for attack. And looks like we got a lot of nerfs and then some lure as well. So quick T2s. About 3 dewbacks, and obviously nice fishing opportunities as well. Split map, wall. Definitely want to get in the water there, I would assume. But it's berries though, a couple of EOPs, 4 dewback. Oh, the shorefish opportunity is actually quite good. So you could go for the like super fast T3, just skip boats and stuff as well, and like the double air base pressure. So definitely options here. Oh, I'm liking the food processor here for Grenooli though. I guess the OPs and then like 2 shorefish. That would feel huge. He is someone that seems reluctant to fish a lot of the time, so I could make use of this, but he seems to be a lot slower in getting onto his dewback, so when I go here, attacks about 100 foot ahead. But we will see what they decide to do. You kind of predict that attack's probably going to fish, Grenooli won't, from what we've seen here from both players. I do think Grenooli's probably going to like get a good food processor, maybe make use of the shorefish. Isn't that actually bloody nuts? Look at that line there. That'd be kind of fun to just shorefish all game. Gungan supremacy. The reason I'm so hyped about the shorefish is it's one of the fastest like gather. Oh, rest in peace, my friend. The flattest empire worker right there. This guy like luring an EOP and a dewback at the same time. Shoot it! Shoot the EOP. Don't let it back through. Such missed opportunities. So we've got Troop Center going down early here. Attack, not really on the carbon today. See, he's got so many workers on food. I'm munching through it a little bit too quickly. Drop the food processor now. He's not going to get that wall. Really could get some good mounties here. Attack's not got basic training, is he? Thanks for that, Wookiee worker. Mounties could be rallied. Yeah, I think this could be pretty good for Grenooli here. He's on the way. That lizard shaking its ass on its way. Looking to lay the pressure down here. And it goes. Did get basic training though. Mountie was very confused for a moment there. 2 Mounties now. It's going to feel quite bad for attack here. But really needs to micro properly and make sure he doesn't like lose HP. Doesn't want to lose the scout for free. The scout can be really annoying because it almost stun locks the workers when they try to run away. So you can almost like guarantee a kill with them. His Empire can repair the workers. Does hit T2, but his PCs put the shipyard down. No power core, no troop center. Gonna have to rely on turrets here, and I think this is gonna have to be a double turret. Because he built this one in a really awkward spot, so he probably has to go and put one here now. Or here. These mounties being super annoying. I think he only really did 2 though. I think he could have done more really. And he's on that shorefish as well. So he can get himself off to T2. Cancels that worker onto T2. And he can maybe try and get like the faster T3 here into the double air base maybe. What are you doing? What is this? Never scouting properly. What's going on here? You even see one berry. They need to go and have a look at. Oh, it pains me to see these farms. Even this would be nicer as well, though. Like, just wall, workers over here, eat the opies, eat the shorefish, like these guys over here. Save all this carbon. So we have power core, we have turret, so you can get the shipyard operating, building the trawlers, and you get the troop center as well. We're getting motivator, interesting. Kind of expensive right now, I don't know. I think I prefer the workers. I like to get this one when I hit T3 really. Or like at like 40 workers or something like that. Either or. Don't think I would ever get this in T2 unless I was like utility trawler fishing. I don't know. So I get the two buildings here. Could you wall with both of those? I think you. They may be too big. I don't know though. It'd be so cool. It's both the tech buildings completing the wall. Off to T3. How's Attack doing? Because Attack's had a bit of a shell shock with those Mounties. Wasted the troop center. He has had all those dewbacks though. One building down. Just a lot of workers on carbon. We're building Spaceport right now. Spaceport's kind of the answer to all of his problems. Oh, he's found them. Well, that's nice. At least they're going to get eaten. We could add a much quicker D3 though if we had them both earlier instead of these farms. So we got to see double airbase here, right? Didn't get a war center, so I wouldn't really fail the strike mix. He's open though. Let's kind of like rally one strike up the top of the base and double airbase really. Gonna forward both. I'm gonna try and wall, but you can't wall air out. Slow get the second one up here. There's a strike, but hopefully it does not go flying into the turrets. I have a feeling it might. The wall actually might make it take a better path, hopefully. Oh, he's fully walled. Oh crap. Oh, you can hit the Nova though. You can just sit here. Or the trawlers. That's going to feel a bit annoying, and the air going to snake round now. Gets that top part of the base. It does have a lot of anti-air troopers out now though. One worker does go down. Doesn't want to lose this fighter though. He needs to keep all his fighters together and just get like a critical mass and make use of that opportunity he had last game where he could have just killed all the anti-air troopers. You know, a transport wouldn't even be a bad shot. Oh, that's not actually walled. Why did you get like shell shocked in your pathfinding to go and get stuck here when you could go round? Well, at least you can go off and kill the anti-air troopers. Attack does hit T3. He's got a lot of resources into these anti-air troopers. So good micro there, kills a couple. But he needs to just not make the mistake of relying too much on the fighters here and losing. He could just use his strike mechs though, not lose anything. You almost just need these units to swap places. And it's going to feel pretty bad for Attack. I'm relying on the anti-air boat, but that's not going to help him over here where a lot of his workers are. Trying to get a mech factory down. He needs to use his strikes to kill the blooming anti-air troopers. Yeah, there's a lot of workers going down for like one command center. That's pretty bad. That's really snowballed here. Like, even at this point, Grenooli could just sit back and just be like super ahead. You got 35 workers to 18. And that's with having a few trawlers out, 2 shipyards. Some bad rallies. He does get the turret down, does get his MD out, but you know, Wookiees here, you sit back, you get a couple of command centers down. You know, you get one here, get on all over that Nova, and then you just go and start building some artillery. Or you go T4 there. However you want to do it. But you've got 2 very strong options with this Civ. And both, when they hit T4, very strong. T4 air strong, Wookiee artillery, crazy strong with that range. But to be honest, in this situation, any Civ could kill off the opponent with just artillery here, I think. It's just such a huge worker disadvantage. And Grenooli's still going to have presence with these fighters everywhere as well, so you think maybe I can catch up with like building the trawlers and stuff, but a little bit limited in this river rather than they would be out in the sea. And the fighters can, you know, there's a lot of them. Good DPS there, they could just fly in and like kill these. And this destroyer will kill like 1 fighter. And when your opponent's struggling for economic production infrastructure, those trades are actually quite good. Just trading things for workers really ramps up. And not even going to get one, not paying attention. And it's going to be one of those circumstances where you kind of wish you had your own air force. When your opponent just, you know, flies around your base. You can see Attack can't get on the ore. He's trapped on the 1cc, didn't get the second one up yet. And just very few workers. What's Grenooli up to here? Yeah, the resources are starting to climb there. You could definitely go T4 soon if you wanted. This wouldn't be a bad one for like a fast T4. Just because he's got such a lead and there's no air to contest him. And just drop research center, sell some carbon, T4. You go up, you get fast fire, you get shield, and that's it. And then you just reboom behind it and get your artillery out. You're going in a big boom though. Long CC's getting spread about. It doesn't really matter too much though. You could kind of do anything in this circumstance, I think, and just always be ahead and be right, really. But the only thing that we get Attack in this game again is like having his own air force and like some sort of like hyper boom here on the sea. A few workers and troopers going down there. Really just going to keep making the rounds as he's booming at home. It's just too many workers going down too quickly for 2 command centers. Really does need to be careful. He's maybe over microing a wee bit. Actually, pays attention to his eco. He sees Carb getting sky high there because he needs to like throw down a bunch of farms. A little bit tricky though because he's not decided to fish, and you know, look at this map. It's just trees everywhere. You have no space. You should almost just fish for the space. And it is kind of crazy fish on this though, because you get like, I mean, like you can have trawlers giving you carbon. Super cool. Big efficiency. And in he comes again. He's really keen on denying this. Oh, he's trying to forward, that's why. He's trying to kill off the vision. Fortress on top of the hill. That's gonna suck to deal with. He's dropping this heavy weapons factory. I kind of think he was getting that for an A-mobile though. But again, what we always talk about, like these things are just deterrents, right? They don't counter the air. The air is just so fast, and like when you micro it, you can get so much value out of it. That's why you just need to have your own air. It feels horrible if you play against someone that like knows how to micro it and you don't have your own air. You definitely very quickly learn what I mean about that. Another fortress as well. Just be careful. And the heavy weapons factories. So we're really gonna get those artillery out here, and you know, Attack's sort of baited into like building a pummel here, but nah. You're gonna need like 5 pummels. And pretty soon there's gonna either be pummels or artillery hitting your pummels, so. Alright, go for the power core. That'd be cool. And the workers are kind of good at bashing pummels as well. They're trying to stop him going to the power core. He's going straight for the power core though. Buy him a bit of time, but for what? What's the answer here? Just not really any infrastructure built up. There's barely any farms. There's a few trawlers, and they're in this crappy river. Could make like a couple of shipyards down here though. I suppose keep them safe. You're gonna get another power core. Oh dear, repair it quickly. Oh, it'll be hard to keep microing. Oh, he's managing. Because I believe the pummels do like 100 damage. It's like what, 2.5 pummel procs to kill the power core. There's another one though, full health. The artillery are out though and hitting the shield generator. What's Grenooli C4? You just build cannons. Between this and the last game, it's going to feel for him like cannons are the answer to attack. Build cannons. And a lot of pummels managing to get out here. The artillery are just not interested in hitting them. We do have the fast fighter on the way. Man needs to queue up some farms. Some weird GBG gameplay, I must say. It's when you forget that you have a Mountie tech and a troop centre. Just have a couple of Mounties here. Oh yeah, and the most obvious one that's escaping me is the Berserkers. Just make Berserkers. Double fortress here. That's how bad Berserkers are, that they're not even on anyone's mind when this is the most obvious use for them here. It was their time to shine and they were denied. A lot of artillery out now. Not getting the upgrades yet though. Kinda just needs to. You can't afford it as well, just get heavy artillery. Don't even need the range or anything right now. And GG there from Attack, so I don't even remember what the score is, to be honest. I know Grenooli's on 2. I think it's 2-2, isn't it? So, yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, because Grenooli quit twice, kind of frustrated. Oh my god, I want a cup of tea. I'm gonna have to splice this video together. Okay, new cup of tea. Game 5. Oh, it's Yukio, is it? I don't know. Yeah. Wait, what? Huh? I remember you starting with farms around the command center. Huh. Cool. I guess. I'm so confused. Either way, both players got farms, but you know, you got a rebel player there with the farms. Rebels on this map. Might as well make use of them. Good consistent food income there. You've not had to pay any carbon for, but there are some cheeky lumps out there and some good shorefish as well. Nice river. An interesting one, this little island area in the centre. A lot of crossings. I assume this is Yukio, unless there's another map. Is there not Sullust as well? I'm unsure which of the two it is though. I think both gave some sort of farms. And you definitely want to get stuck into that Pholumpus just because it's going to be a lot quicker, a lot less workers on it. Nice, good food. The farms are handy. What I'm going to end up here though is there's nerf. I would say more often that the players are going to end up with like more workers on food early on than they normally would intend, and just feel compelled to be munching on the farms and then munching on the lure as well. Like a bad rally point there. Went to repair rather than eat. So I guess the player that pays good attention to this map could technically get stuck into the Mountie rush here. I suppose there is maybe the added value of how quickly you could get yourself off to T2 without having the extra farms just placed already as well. Just in all those areas of downtime when you're gathering food. So maybe it evens out between the player going for the faster Mountie rush here on this map and the guy that just goes hard on the food. Nice berries too. A couple of these tubas. A lot of tubas over here. Random farm. It's interesting the way that this one spawned. Also, what are these guys up to? It's only one nerf. I suppose the nursery is going to feel bad then. Is it though? You've only got 5 farms though, for free. Kind of a bit of a delayed path here though, that 2 prefab wall from Grenooli to attack. Be quite the route. Ooh, shipyard. Interesting. Early shipyard here for attack. Doesn't really have a long carbon though. Not been too quick to eat the Pholumpus in there. Oh, we're getting tucked into the second one now. Looks like Grenooli's munched 2 of his already. He's forgotten about this worker on the third one. No, rip. What happened? Long time you fight Phulump on the hill. What's up? Well, there's the power core going down, so yeah, attack should be. I imagine a worker ahead. Not even. What's going on? Yeah, hit stop. Okay, that's fine. Run. Don't muck it up. Troop center now as well. Attack scout, he doesn't need the troop center though. I mean, if you scouted your opponent here and you saw no infrastructure, you just go double shipyard here. Why not? And then just keep walling out all these spots. This isn't a hard wall actually on the left hand side. Wait, can you even get over there? I don't think you can actually. I don't think the shallow's completed. Oh, maybe you can here. These 2 are up to. Just hanging out, having a break. Each scout having his wee sandwich on top of his speeder bike. Taking in the sights of the swamp. So some new farms here for Grenooli. Berries though. Better getting your food processor onto the berries. The Attack just seems like he's preparing for a Mountie rush that's not happening. Maybe is he going to try and rush? I don't know. One troop center. I think he could have been so greedy here with like double shipyard and just gone super ahead. The berries as well. These two troopers are going to have to walk a fair while. It looks like it's just all completely walled as well. Can't really get the faster T4 here though. T4, T3. Oh, definitely got his resources set up almost. It's just oh wait, no, he's done fine, yeah. I didn't see the second build in there, it's looking good. But way ahead of Attack, because Attack's just mucked around a little bit. He's got a couple of upgrades. He's got the trooper upgrade here. Built a couple of troopers. Sort of hemorrhaging some food, you know. Could probably be like 550 food right now with just that. Relying on the trawlers a little bit. A lot of carbon. No food processors yet. Could really be tucking into these blue frogs and the berries. Rather than having like all these workers on carbon. So when we go back to Grenooli, he should be, yeah, he's on his way to T3 for sure. A third of the way there. And Black Sun, I like the most amazing air set. They're okay-ish. They do get like I believe they get the armor. It's like a little bit more health on their interceptors with some armor in T4. So I'm going to feel the worst, I think, to drop double air base here with the lead. It's the old rebel player. Because then you could just sort of swing in interceptors a little bit later to try and deal with their air a little bit. Or lessen their impact. One air base. Doesn't look like Grenooli's done too well with carbon though. Maybe making use of the spaceport there. Get the second one. There you go. Attack on the other hand often seems to always be on the back foot a little bit when he does these little fishing plays. Definitely has all these extra workers though, but he's going to have to lean on this troop centre he's built. Build up all these anti-air troopers. He's getting a lot of them out though, ahead of time. Grenooli's not often too quick to get both air bases down very quickly, so a little bit slower to get up to 4, 5, 6 fighters. He has 3 out now, and they could definitely terrorise like the left hand side. Attack needs to be really careful not to lose his anti-air troopers too quickly because he can't produce them that quick. He's only got the 1 troop centre. And these workers on the berries will be very harassable here. One worker going down there. And now with 5 fighters, it's going to feel pretty bad to deal with. Another one going down. Now you can just zoom around and pick workers off. Oh, getting onto the carbon now. Get onto the boats. Getting onto the boats would be huge. He's put a lot of these guys to like 1.5 health. Oh no. I lost a bit too many there, because he could be hitting the boats with 5 right now as well. It's unnecessary to kind of lose the... Yeah, and now the destroyer gets out, so... Kinda over there. Definitely picked off some workers, but I don't know if he's completely tackled the deficit. He's still 4 workers behind. So you can see the shipyard bonus. He had a lot, like a high amount of workers he needed to kill to just even things out there. However, Attack can't really do anything with these these anti-air just troopers can't really do anything offensive for him, right? They're just this defensive tool. So he gets one air base down. We need to get like a second down as well. Maybe feel much more inclined to defend with his own air this game, being rebels, which I think would be much to his own benefit here. Keep himself alive. Let's see, second command center for Grenooli. Can definitely help him catch up a little bit here. That's annoying. It's all very quiet again. The air is on its way though. Looking for an angle on the boats. That's huge because each one of these is like a worker kill, you know? They die so quickly to all these fighters. A lot of anti-air troopers there. But he needs to just do as he did before and go around. He needs to watch though, because the fighter count is building up. The attack's only got the one air base though. I don't want to take these trades. Lure them away, kill the fighters. Big. Oh no, how did that one happen? There we go. That fighter missed. Got the ore. Don't stop micro in. You're gonna lose them. Disaster. Disaster. Well, don't start microing when it's just one fighter. You're wasting your time there. Be at home, spending all this carbon again with 1,000 carbon. Get those farms down. Get another CC. There's these guys with the cheap motivators, right? Yeah. He better have a motivator, actually. He does, he does, he does. You get the second one soon. He needs to get his farm stuff as well. He needs to balance out his eco. Can even use the spaceport a little bit, just sell some carbon, buy some food if necessary. Just get all those things upgraded right now. In this downtime, when you're not harassing, you're building up your air again. Just get all that stuff going. Get yourself further ahead. Attack can still build his boats if he pleases. And he gets his good farms and he gets that little like cheaper CC cost, I think, like the ore cost as well for rebels. So you know, rebels can definitely boom well as well. Rebels are going to be the stronger civ here, I think. They're like maybe the start of T4. Just having that like air tech, like this map, I think T4 air, and then how quickly you can get like strong mounties together as well. However, only just getting a second airbase now, so Black Sun Grenooli here could maybe do is leverage the air superiority into like getting some artillery out. Like a spot that can have some, you know, good pressure on attack and make it very difficult for him to get his trooper shenanigans together. We got 3 hollows here on Grenooli's side, 2 on attacks. don't think I've ever really seen them go for the hollows too much. It's not something they've been prioritising. Black's definitely going to be the better Civ as the longer this game goes on, though. When they can get like their Jedi and stuff out. They got their like full Civ tech tree. The Night Sisters, rather. It's all the same. Jedi, Sith. The converted boys, you know? A few workers going down, but Attack has got like a lot more fighters together now, though. But doesn't need to take that trade. It'd be better trying to take the trade when Grenooli's actually like shooting at his workers or something, so he gets like an advantage in it. That's interesting. What's the like the pressure from this though? What are you going to build with this? Because you don't get like heavy artillery. It wouldn't be the worst thing though to just go a few art, you know, put the pressure on that way. I mean, Grenooli is kind of just like booming, booming. However, you could definitely just go T4 and get like fast fighter and just like blitz things, you know. Looks like it might be a bit of a trade. Attack's kind of waiting for him here. I get those initial volleys off. Really quite lucky to dodge the second volley there. And lost one fighter. Definitely paying good attention there. Gonna run straight into this destroyer though. Just gonna get another one, is it? Oh, not today. Right, what is the heavy weapons factory for? What's it up to? Nothing. Anti-airmobiles, I guess. I don't know. Could see a pummel, surely. Could be the ultimate A-mobile mountie combo. Can't remember the last time I did that. It is one of the combos. I don't know if it's a great combo, but it's certainly a combo. Supreme technology. Better with just your own air though, and mounties. Yeah, I can see the pummel break the gate down and some troopers. Troopers, just T2 troopers. Attack's almost T4 though. He's snuck up on me. So was Grenooli. Oh well. At least he's somewhat set up to go into like trooper stuff. Question is though, where do we lie with the upgrades? Not much. It's +1 range and attack. They'll both hit T4 though, and you know it's going to be a lot better for attack, I feel. He's going to have the access to the better researches. Interesting to see how Grenooli's going to respond to this little shenanigans going at the front of his base. So I'd like to see what's happening on the air bases. Not really anything. Do a fast fighter. No shield though. See, as we talked about before, he could go into like interceptors with armor. Which, you know, it's not like a huge production of air for attack, so between that and like static defense can actually do quite well at just holding. Oh, like gonna be making a lot of strike mechs here. Interesting. Bear with me, I can't remember if they even have. No, they don't have any health. They have speed though. Certainly do well for him just now. Maybe help him regain control and then he can get some heavy weapons factories down or something. It wouldn't even be the worst shout to just turtle up a little bit here and just go straight into the Night Sisters. Alright, Fortress did get placed down here. He has got his advanced turrets though, so he's There's not really going to be any opportunity for air to raid Grenooli here. I need to watch though, because going into strike mechs, this is a fortress of the rebel variety. So you know what units can come out of those, the speeders. So you can't really run past and try and raid with these guys. What he needs to do is work on sieging this position down, I think. Get the centre of the map and then get his own heavy weapons factories down. Do we have any troop centre? I don't have a single troop centre yet for Grenooli. They have decentness trooper line. Good grenadiers. Not really their super strength in this matchup though. You're not going to feel very inclined to go Jedi against Black Sun. So fortress down for Grenooli here. Or strike back's got a lot of upgrades for his max. I lost what they're really gonna do. A couple of cannons built up for Grenooli. It's not like it's not a very strong position for attack, but he doesn't really have anything to protect it. I'm gonna have some air out and stuff, but his advanced turrets. As I said, I think like a handful of interceptors would be good for Grenooli. He's really overbuilding these strike mechs, I think. Not really the Civ's strength. He's putting an end to this annoying troopers killing the prefab shelter. Attack gonna try and get like some troop centers maybe on the left hand side. Nope. I thought these guys were heading that way. For some reason they're not. I don't know. My mistake. Cannons here now. Gonna be a lot of DPS to deal with. Isn't like a turret in range though. I think it would really be kind of clever to just have a turret here. Like near the crossing. Never upgraded these guys. They're still just fighters. Fortress is going to go down though. Feels bad for a rebel player losing a fort. You get a lot of needed things from it really. The ACs are kind of essentials, rebels, speeders, cannons. Kind of need all those things. Going to lose these cannons though because he's just not got anything to protect them here. But he did get the fortress, which is going to feel good for him. Attack trying to work on his upgrades here. He's got heavy trooper, he's got the extra +2 range now. He's still only got that +1 damage attack though. He's still going to need his repeater upgrade, his extra health, and then the extra +3 attack that these guys can have, up to +4. And the strike mechs right now, the upgrades, they're going to feel quite good here. The problem is there's some speeders here, so you're running mech into speeders. He's going to definitely kill the units here, but then he's going to start slowly hemorrhaging a lot of units. He's running past this position as well. I don't like this. Where's the AA mobiles? You know, like heavy weapons, so need to be pumping those out. If not going for the interceptors. I'm assuming you can't go this way. Nobody's walled it. Attack's definitely got a lot more of the map, but it's going to be a long time before you run out of carbon and stuff. It's a bit awkward with this choke. Some more cannons here. I might have to put this game speed up a bit. It's going to be like a lot of sitting around, I think. Grenooli seems to be struggling for actual space and building heavy weapons factories all the way over here. Again, nobody grabbing these holocrons. Another little attack here is maybe trying to get his turret up while he's killing units and distracting attack. So he can then encroach a bit further. Turret's on, but they should go up. He's trying to stop it, but it's too late. Oh, is it? Those units move so quickly, the interceptors. The repeaters as well. 95%. He's going to try and throw some workers forward, though. I think these workers are just going to insta-snipe, because the units didn't move. The units needed to move forward as well. This turret is hitting a lot of stuff, though. Good DPS from it. So 2-tap and everything. And this is just food and carbon being thrown away here, you know, compared to like the Nova, so it should add up a little bit. Because the Nova is finite here in a 1v1, unless you grab the holos. And I've got those anti-air mobiles out that kind of got that bumblebee colour scheme going for them. Looking pretty cool. I think it looks even cooler because the Black Sun have got this kind of like bug, you know, this like hard carapace sort of aesthetic to their units. You know, they got like the scorpion there. So the yellow with the dark metal they've got to contrast, it looks pretty good here. I like it. He's kind of taking this position now once he's got his start up. Getting his forward fortress, get some cannons. Just needs to start supplementing in those artillery. And then maybe the Night Sisters. Kind of create an environment, I think, where he is the only one allowed to have cannons. If he has the Night Sisters out. The shield's still oddly standing. We don't have the HP upgrade for attack, so the troopers are just not doing too well out here. And he just doesn't have like a handful of anything together right now. Like, no standing army of air, or troopers. If he had, like, upgraded grenadiers, they'd do a lot better against this in this position. Just a few more troop centers somewhere, just pumping out repeaters to front line, grenadiers in the back there, and they do really well against these two. Because these are, like, shoddy mechs, right? 150 health, not the best. The assault mech's not bad. The Mexican-style assault mech arriving. I need a soundboard. Takes a lot of damage there. There's a lot of MDs though. Does die kind of quickly. He needs to be in the shield with some units frontlining for him. Oh my god, we've even got the Mexican heavy mech, Rebels heavy mech as well. It's a lot better than the Black Sun ones right now though. Extra 25 health. Though he's missing that last attack upgrade. And everything's just sort of very fractured from, you know, fighting on different fronts here. Nothing's really set up to surge forward and kill off these cannons. The cannons are just slowly killing everything. Kill the fortress, going to kill the shield generator now. And Attack's going to find himself pushed away out of this centre now. He's going to have to set up on one of these chokes and, you know, defend that way. No, he doesn't have a fortress anymore. No artillery coming in, so Grenooli is really getting a good army online here now. And going to be hard pressed for Attack to deal with this as rebels at this point in the game. Because you can see that +5 range now on the anti-air mobiles, so I think everyone's like obvious choice. I think here is like you fall back, you get a fortress down, you get an air cruiser to buy you some time, and then you try and like get a standing army together and deal with this. You maybe do a little bit more walling as well, and you try and stall. Rebels is, you know, the civ that's going to have some strong troopers and then just lots of support things, you know. Some ACs, some air, speeders. Got to make use of those tools to create an environment for your troopers to do really well. And he's getting his walls down, but it's not the shield wall yet for attack, which is usually all over. Quickly see if he's at it. He's not at it. Not at it at all. This would be a really good instance for it. And Grenooli is kind of being generous here by not like just grabbing everything together and getting straight onto the crossings yet. But you can see that it's a death ball that's farming. He's got like some mech, got a lot of artillery, got that +1 range, got the colossal gladiator droids starting to fling themselves out here, and they can frontline too and do a really good job of it. And it's a lot of HP here. Does have his upgrades now though for his troopers, has that extra health. But, you know, no shield generator in this position. Going to be hard to keep one alive just now as well, with cannons. It wouldn't even be bad to just have a couple of Jedi here as rebels, just to convert cannons. They do get the range, I believe. Do they? I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah. Never doubt yourself. You know. This area's a bit open. Upgraded his walls though. And they're right back up. Oh, they get absolutely smashed by grenadiers, didn't they? I never noticed that. I would want an air cruiser here, even with him having the range, the maybe I won't want one here. Anytime you're on a choke like this, you need to have one. It's the Mounties running forward, but they're going after the MDs here, not the best. They could have killed like a couple of these weak artillery at the front. Tang's going to need to get a couple of shield generators here. He's one over here as well, I think. These units are running in, and a lot of the strike mechs are sitting right in the back, which is not a good look. Would kind of be a time to get the repeaters online as well. It's going to do a lot better than Max. Especially if you're opponent like going hard on these like assault mechs and stuff like that, you know. You get those good grenadiers out too. Use the Black Sun. But I guess the obvious choice is always going to be though, where are the Night Sisters? This heavy assault mech could be yours for the low price of not really anything. You just take it. Have your own Mexican assault mech. The dream. The troopers are now hiding in it. And looks like Grenooli's going to try and create an alternative path here, even though there is one just sitting here. See the Grenadiers getting their damage in there now. It's going to really ramp up. And Grenooli's not really paying attention to it. Like some of his artillery that should be over here fighting is just hitting a wall. Not reinforcing as well as he could be. This cruiser is huge. It's been super annoying. Attack kind of taking advantage of Grenooli not making Jedi. These monitors too. Like you just need a handful. You just convert the boats. Like this point in the game should feel horrible for rebels because they can't convert Jedi. I just hear a holocron being picked up somewhere. Rare. No temples for Grenooli though, and he's lost these units now. They're just hemorrhaging badly. They don't have a shield generator after the cruisers taking it down. And Attack's going to push him back a little bit now. What are all these strike mechs? He's going to run in though. And I don't think Attack has... Nope, doesn't have a fortress. So these are actually going to kill a lot of workers here. You'd have to rely on his mech destroyers, which he's going to have to send over. Thankfully he's got nothing pushing at the front right now, but really he's just going mental on these strike mechs. Flinging them in, going to kill so many workers with them. Won't kill his opponent though. But it's going to give him a big lead here. Make him have to rebuild all these workers. Attack maybe not going to be the best player for rebuilding all those workers, but we will see how he holds out. Because there's a lot have gone down here. He's down to 75 workers. It's probably like 50 workers have died. And providing Grenooli can just hold the center, it's just going to be, you know, free damage for him, really. This is just carbon and food, and, you know, as you can see, there's a lot of carbon on this map, and he's got most of the carbon, too. And again, Attack's not even killing these, really. This guy is just running past them, disregarding the mech destroyers, and, you know, the Sim City, they can't really chase them as quickly. They can't navigate that maze of buildings as quickly as these strike mechs. So even more workers are going to go down here. And Attack's going to really wish he walled this side. Down to 64 workers now. It's an 80 worker difference. This is really good for Attack though. He's got this little secret troop centers over here. Not a secret too much longer now though, with these troopers coming out. And they're going to kill off these workers really quickly. The repeaters with that +4 damage. Yeah, it's definitely adding up. It's already 10 workers gone down. And Mech Destroyer's not doing too bad because they've got a shield, you know, like double their health here. And it's not like they're fighting the best Mech Destroyers in the world either. Not going for the assault mech though, it's actually really ramping up the damage here. Kind of changed the way this fight's going by not focusing this down. Viva la assault mech. Those... Imagine being briefed that that's your mission from command. Grim. Walk together arm in arm and die. Air cruiser showing up here. Gonna shoot some workers, kill some carbon. Nice. Worker tax. Taxation is pure theft at the moment for Attack because he's had many workers taxed. He's built a few. No, that's Grenooli. Grenooli's lost a few, but down 120 now. Attack is rebuilding. We built like 40 workers so far. Another shipyard here. Chiki Master showing up. And Grenooli spent a lot of his Nova. Just I'm assuming on upgrades, artillery and stuff like that. Still like Nova on his side that he's just not grabbing up though in the war. And of course, holocrons. Still have a temple. And 2 hollows now for Attack. And you might end up like stealing them from Grenooli's side at this rate. An AC shot there. I think Grenooli could have kind of just brute forced his way forward now. He's got like these 2 ACs, he's got his A, maybe else keep them safe. making a turret. It's a little bit annoying with the anti-air destroyers. Could maybe find some angles. Maybe able to create angles, like two sides here. To go for these. Needs to be careful. That's why just a few Night Sisters with this army is going to be so powerful, because you just convert these boats. A little sneaky attack here from Attack. Sliding over it, being annoying with these units. Kind of relying on Grenooli's passivity here at the crossing. Because I think that this, you know, when you can see the entire map, you can see that this is a very weak position. They are sort of fighting in three places now, really, though. Oh, he's coming forward. He smells the weakness, and they're going to get some good AC shots here, too. Really bringing the health total down on these mech destroyers. He just needs to bring his artillery forward, though. The artillery just shreds this army. The ACs too, like, so much pressure if the artillery are there, just making use of the 11 range. Smart AC shots. It's not really got much Nova going on. Really, when he brings these things forward, they do eventually just die though, because he's just not got the DPS behind. Because he's fighting like even units and a shield. They've got a shield, he doesn't. A few more skirmishes here. Really just hovering about 120 workers now. They must be about even on workers if Attack kept building his. Attack actually in the lead now with workers, 133. And we got to remember there's plenty of carbon on this map, although Attack's actually munching through it quite quickly. Still got this though. But Grenooli definitely has much more. Oh, he's stealing Nova over here. Has he smelled that holocron now? I think he might have. Definitely want that. Keep things going. Big AC shots here. Couple more AC shots gonna land. I don't know what the win condition is for these two. Attack should be up to like 3 hollows now though. What happened to that guy? Let's just see sitting here. And he's struggling with these ACs though. With 3 of them now as well. 4. Oh, 4. Hard for the rebels without having their air. They do have like the best interceptors in the game though, you know. Could be a play. They're just so fast, doing so much damage. They would definitely make short work of these guys because they're just flying and killing. Refuse to elaborate and leave. These small little proxy wars going on over here. Fortress gonna put an end to him advancing any farther forward though. The artillery deciding to go forward on their own, not the best. A few MDs here, some air out for Attack. Oh, don't tell me he's going to try and kill these with that. No chance in hell that's happening. You need to get like 20 interceptors. What is this? You've been grabbing hollows. World's most invisible holocron. I don't even know why I'm putting fog of war. He obviously knows this there. Like, buildings are all around it. Oh, some more AC shot. Did he can't? It looks like he's cancelled a couple there. Oh! The anti-air destroyer takes down one of them. Grenooli kind of just struggling here. He's got about as many idle workers as he does have, you know, carbon workers. He kind of consumed all of his carbon, and he's locked out of this carbon here, really, with these little attacks. He's not really done anything about this army either that's locking him out of this carbon. It's becoming a bit of an issue here for Grenooli, because he's not getting any more Nova. He's kind of creating a situation where he could just lose. Because he's got everything tied up in these ACs now. He's lacking like a good effective way to get this position back, get the carbon. I mean, the most cost effective thing could have been, you know, having like Night System. Oh, this is going to feel really bad now, this Mounties tech switch. Because there's no infrastructure to protect these anymore. You would have to attack ground, to be honest. Would have been the only way, really. Like 3 attack ground shots as they came in. So all the anti-air mobiles are going to go down. There's a few fighters. Not many, though. He's trying to run the ACs just away. He's going to have to abandon the centre, which is not good for him. He has been diverting his attention here, though, and he's going to get this carbon back, I feel. There's not really any infrastructure to... He needs to watch for air, though. Like, if the fighters came, he could actually kill all the workers there. And this is now creating an environment where the holocrons are going to be super impactful for, like, Nova. You can see... It's already 3k. It's basically like 4 little things of Nova, and he stole this Nova over here as well. Much needed Nova. And these boats are somewhat chasing these down, being super annoying. Oh no, pathing. That one's definitely going down. He's got homing, I think. And the Mounties get on top of the eco now. And these units have actually snuck around here as well. Attack's just been really annoying from lots of different angles and picking Grenooli apart here. The cracks are really starting to form. And here's those fighters we talked about, the good opportunity for them to kill stuff here. Grenooli has got so much food, but not really much else. And these extra health troopers everywhere, they're going to be a lot better than these strike mechs really, with the Mounties too. Just chaos everywhere. Worst of all, I think, is Attack could definitely afford to throw some Grenadiers in too. Cheeky Master just showing up here. Gonna convert something maybe. Be annoying. Steals a strike back. Attack still got all this carbon to munch. And he now kind of has the centre. Chipping away at it with cruisers and stuff. Grabbing another holocron. Saving this one for later though. And it doesn't really look like Grenooli's really got too much. He's just got his 2 ACs that he's kept alive, but so he's trying to work out what he does here. I'd say he's pretty snookered though in this environment with superior troopers and then holocrons ticking away. Though he does have stronger options, he can't make use of them with Nova. More troopers getting across here. They've been transported across as well. Oh, bombers. The bombers are going to be nice, yeah. Not really anything that looks up. No aim reveals anymore. Bomb's going to take down that power core. Stop him building all these strike mechs over here. And GG called there. And Attack going to take that series. So well played to both those players. I hope you've all enjoyed that. It's kind of been a long one. I've had to do that in like 3 sessions, to be honest, to put these videos together. Yeah, if you want to get involved with our GPG community, find a Discord link down below in the description. You find one for Expanding Fronts as well. Their Discord, we can go and ask questions because that's the mod that we're playing here, which just adds a few more civs to GPG, makes it a bit better. And if you want to support the channel another way, a PayPal link down below. You can send some money there, help buy me a coffee, something like that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.